Hey guys, if you like my videos and like my channel, feel free to like and subscribe down below. It helps me get more coverage and it helps more people find my videos. Question 1. How do banks work out if I can have a loan? So banks look at 3 things to figure out if you can have a loan. I'm speaking really broadly in this one, so I'm talking about like a home loan or something like that. They look at character, capacity to pay back the loan, and collateral. They're the 3 things you have to have. So the first one is character. They want to make sure you're not doing some shady shit before they give you a whole bunch of money for a house. So they want to check you've paid your bills, your credit's good, you don't have defaults, you're not on the run from the law, you don't have slaves in your basement, anything like that. So if you know you've got some unpaid bills or defaults or things like that, you've got to tidy them up first. The second thing is capacity to pay back the loan. So banks, believe it or not, don't like repossessing people's houses. It's expensive, it's stressful, they look like dickheads when they have to go and kick people out of their houses, so they really want to make sure you can repay your debt. What they do is they look at your income and your expenses and work out if what's left over is enough for you to repay the loan. That means if you're thinking about getting a home loan or a loan for something, tidy up your expenses first. If you've got old Netflix expenses and you don't use, cancel them a couple of months before. Rein in your expenses. If you spend $500 more a month than you make, you probably can't have a home loan. The third thing they look at is called collateral. That's security. So if your home is worth $500,000, they're not going to give you a loan for $600,000. There needs to be enough value to keep their money safe. The rule, at least around here, is generally they will lend up to 80% of the value of the house. Money is really confusing and I hate thinking about it and I don't know what to do. Okay, so this happens a lot. So what I like to do with people is think of money as like calories and you're trying to either gain or lose weight. So that means you have to track your calories, right? So if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less. If you want to gain weight, you need to eat more. It's sort of the same with money. If you want to save money, you need to spend less or earn more. What this also means is you got to do stuff like make a budget. So if you want to lose weight, you got to use MyFitnessPal to track your calories, because otherwise you conveniently forget the 6 chocolate eclairs you eat all the time. It's the same with money. If you want to save more money or lower expenses, you need to do a budget and figure out where you're at. I know it sucks, it's terrible, it's terrifying. I'll put a template up and I'll put another video up going through it to help you guys get through. Because once you understand it, it's not that bad at all. I have heaps of credit card debt and I don't know what to do. Okay, that's pretty common. A lot of people have that. And it's because credit cards are really easy to get and really easy to spend money on and really easy to lose track of. So I think for a lot of people, there's a few hacks you can do to get ahead on credit cards. The first thing is if you get a new credit card that doesn't have a balance on it, so you haven't spent anything on it, what you should do is pay the credit card back the day after you spend on it. So I like getting credit card points. So what I do is if I do the groceries and they're $150, I pay on my credit card. The next day I transfer the money across to the card. So I never have a debt balance on my credit card. If you already have a bunch of credit card debt and you need to get rid of it, there's a few things you should do. The first thing you should do is try to consolidate them all into one loan or card and pay that down. But when you do that, you can't just keep the other cards and start spending money on them again, or you've just fucked yourself. You have to pay them down and close them, and then figure out how much to get rid of it over a year or 2 years and just smash it down. Should I get into share trading? No, you should get in for share investing. Share trading is basically gambling, and if you want to gamble, that's cool, but don't pretend it's investing. Buy $1,000 worth of shares whenever you get a spare grand, never look at them again. What the hell are options and should I trade them? The fact that you start the question with what are they, followed by should I trade them, means no, you shouldn't trade them. Options are a highly technical derivative product based on an underlying asset security, and unless you know all about them, don't gamble with them. What is passive income? You're always talking about it. Alright, passive income is money you get for doing nothing, which is the best type of money, because getting money for doing nothing is great, and getting money for doing work is less great than money for doing nothing. How do you get passive income? It can be from investments like shares and dividends, from a rental property, from a product you sell online, or from like when you retire. You could argue that like your superannuation or 401k is passive income. So in my opinion, you want to build up as much passive income as you possibly can, because then once again, you're literally getting money for nothing. And it comes to a certain point where you get enough money for doing nothing. You don't have to work, and then you can just do things you want. So that's why I'm all about passive income. I want to get into the property market, but I can't afford it, and it's bullshit. I mean, maybe, but that's life. So if you're going to try to get in the property market, but you don't have that much cash like for a deposit, there's a few things you can do. One is you can look for an investment property in a different area, which are way cheaper properties. So maybe you look out west or in the country or in a town that does a lot of mining or something and try to get a cheaper property there just to get your foot on the ladder, because then you can start building it up from there. I did a budget and it turns out I spend more money than I earn. What can I do? Okay, it's not great, but we can fix that. Here's what you can do. The first thing you can do is if you have a lot of debt, is try to consolidate your debt. So if you have like 3 credit cards and they're charging you like 20% interest a year, you could maybe move that to a personal loan with lower interest and take care of it. But you got to cut the cards up. You can't just spend the cards again, or we've just solved a whole problem and now we've got it back again. You could do an audit of your expenses, which is a fancy way of saying go through all the money you spend on and figure out what's going on and where you can cut it. One of the things I know, like boomers always go on about buying coffee every day and avocado toast and stuff. And like, I sort of think that's bullshit. Like, if you want to buy a coffee every day, buy a coffee every day. It's $4. If you think about it, $4 a day times 30 days a month is essentially $120 a month just on coffee. So like, if things are tight, maybe you got to cut that coffee back for a little while till you can get it under control. You're always going on about budgets and saving money and investing. Why does it matter? I'll tell you why. Because life's way better when you're not broke. If you can get your money under control and start building a foundation of investments, you can slowly build your way to where you don't have to work anymore, or you only have to work half the time, or you have income in place. So if you get sick and you can't work, you have money coming in. You know, it's sort of like being like, I don't understand why you should get fit. Because life's better when you're fit and healthy. It's the same financially. Life's better when you're financially healthy. You don't have to worry about how you're going to pay your bills. You can get there. You just have to have a process of some discipline over time.